Hi everybody, this is going to be part 10 of the character texture creation tutorial series, part 10. And last video we talked about exporting the texture maps from Substance Painter, and now we're going to pull them back into Maya properly. So for the body, I'm not using any opacity right now, so I can just drag in my body textures into Maya directly. For the cloth, since I'm using opacity, I have to make some adjustments to that. So let's go ahead and do the body. And then we'll come back to the cloths. Okay, so back in Maya, I'm going to go ahead and load my textures back onto the Stingray PBS material we created initially in part 1. Let Maya load the Hypershade again. Okay, so here's my M-body material, and it's already a Stingray PBS material. So what I need to do is, in that material, I need to tell it to, in the attributes section, to use a color map, use a normal map, use a metallic map, and use a roughness map. If I also wanted to add the ambient occlusion map into it as well, or emissive, you can checkbox those as well. So the emissive map in Maya is a render technique still, so still not going to make it glow like what you may see in Substance Painter. Maya's viewport does not render emissive as accurately as what Substance Painter does. So the first part, under attributes, checkbox the maps that you're going to be importing. If I go down to textures, I'm going to load my individual maps into each channel. So color map, this is where the base color goes into. This creates a file node. And then from that file node to color, we're going to hit the folder and go find that Mel Model Final Textures folder, and then click on our base color. Do that. We're going to click back on our body, and let's move our cloth one out of the way. Move that out of the way there. There you go. So click back on the body. Let's map our normal. So we're going to find our normal DirectX one. Open that. We're going to map our metallic. Metallic. There you go. And then we'll map our roughness. Roughness. Okay. All right, so our material is set. If you look at the preview there, or the graph, all of our maps are loaded into the right channels. Okay. And it should go to be applied to our material, but if you don't see it in the viewport, that just means that we're not having the viewport setting to see textures. So if you hit 6, I should be able to see those textures on my character. So I can zoom in and take a look at it. There it is. Now from Substance to Maya, it may change a couple of things. It may change how shiny things are, so it's a little bit more shiny. It actually darkened my skin color a little bit as well. It's not too bad, but it did darken that skin tone just a little bit. It's still pretty close. Okay. But from Substance Painter to Maya, it is going to make things a little shinier as default. Now what you can do is go to your textures and go to your roughness map and take this into Photoshop and lower the contrast. As in make this map closer to lighter values, so that way things aren't as shiny. You can also do the same things with a metallic map and make all of those values closer to a darker value, make things look less metallic. So metallic map, lighter the value, the more metallic it is. On a roughness map, the darker the value, the less shiny it is. Okay. So that's important to note as well. You may see things being a little bit more shiny in Maya than what they were in Substance Painter, but everything should load in here as you expect it to. So if I look at get over here to the eyes should be reflective as what they were earlier. What I mentioned in the earlier video, my geometry for my eyes just can be rotated. Whoop! Can't get my rotate tool for some reason. Like it's locking up on me. I can rotate it out a little bit. It's more so how it says about 12 degrees. We'll do 12 degrees, negative 12 or whatnot. Our eyes are kind of rotated out anyway. It looks a little better. I can go in and kind of move them so it's not clipping. There we go. So it looks a little better so the eyes aren't looking inward. We didn't do other detail like eyebrows or lips or whatnot, but you can go back and add those in textures. But it's good to see what your base textures look like in Maya before you start to spend too much time on adding a lot of good detail to it. All right, so that's a pretty easy process of getting textures into Maya, pending that you don't have opacity detail. So that'll wrap up this video of getting textures without opacity detail into Maya. The next video we'll come back and set up the process of how to get opacity in Maya properly.